Okay, we've got a bit of a challenge here. We want to try and find a high probability pair to trade in under 5 minutes. And this is PairTrade Finder PRO. And this is what you'll see when you open it up. It's empty. And let's see whether we can do that. So starting now. First, we need some tickers. Let's grab these from our download tickers button. Hit Nice Yamex NASDAQ and download our pre-screen ticker sheets. Click on this, open it up. And what you'll see we have here is we've done all the pre-screening for you, and these are updated. This one was updated 31st August, which was yesterday. Essentially, at the end of the close every day for the US equities, we will pre-screen and have 3 different filters applied, but we generally tend to use the mid to mega cap. That's anything over 2 billion market cap and over $2 million a day of daily traded volume. So let's go over there. Everything's organized by ticker, company, sector, and industry subsector. And that allows you to just grab tickers based on any industry subsector that you would want and backtest those, looking for high probability pairs that have prima facie a fundamental correlation because they're in the same industry subsector. Let's try apparel manufacturing as a good example. We'll grab these tickers, go into PTF Pro. We are going to create a group with them. So we just hit create. We're going to call it apparel manufacturing. And we can choose our data source. We can have free data from Yahoo Finance, paid third-party feed from DTN IQ feed, which is fastest and cleanest, or Interactive Brokers real-time data, which you can integrate with your Interactive Brokers TWS. We're going to choose DTN IQ feed. We're going to enable alerts. If you wanted, you can set an intraday update schedule so that PTF only updates during a certain window of the day. That's to avoid any hours trades or strange pricing that happens out of hours. Then these backtest and signal settings, these are the ones that are currently being used for the slow 60 US equities pairs. We're going to do a 3-year backtest. It's one leg entry at 2.7 standard deviation stretch, positive or negative, $10,000 per leg, exiting at 1 standard deviation, maximum days in trade of 60 days, 100-day look backs, and we're using 10 basis points commission. Now we copied those tickers, we just paste them here, and we hit add symbols. And what does PairTrade Finder Pro do? It's going to IQ feed, and for each one of these tickers, it's now pulling 4 years of historic adjusted close data, adjusted for splits, but not dividends, which preserves the cleanest relationship between the two securities. And that's what we like to use for pair trading backtesting purposes. So it's just about to finish. These tickers have all been pulled. We close that. We go to the backtester. We find our group, apparel manufacturing. We say OK. We highlight all of these tickers here, and we hit find pairs. So, there's a couple of filters applied. Well, there's one filter applied up here. For all this different information, you can filter as you would wish. And I'm going to just take off that filter. So what you see now is PTF Pro is doing a 3-year backtest of each of these pairs. So it starts with this ticker, and it goes against this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. And it tells you over that 3-year period how many trades there would have been using our parameters, what the average correlation was, whether they were co-integrated, the compound annual growth rate of any one of these pairs. Here you can see the profit factor, max drawdown, gross profit, commissions, net profit, average net profit to trade, percentage of winners, number of days in trade. We have a whole bunch of other factors over here. And it's going one by one, as we say. Now that can be clunky and a bit cumbersome because you're seeing a whole bunch of pairs that you would never really want to trade. And that's why we have these filters up here. On any of these, you can use the little filter symbol. And for example, if you wanted to screen for just co-integrated pairs, we would do a custom, and we would say co-integration greater than or equal to, and we use as a screen 0.88. If we say OK, you'll see most of those pairs disappear. Why is that? Because they're not co-integrated. And right now we're on GIL UA, so it's about here. It's going through, it's finishing GIL. It speeds up. Obviously, there are fewer combinations as it gets down there. But while that's still cranking through all of these pairs, let's take a look at how we like to look for a good pair. First off, we want to see it co-integrated, 0.88 or better. Second off, we want to see some correlation as well. It's not absolutely necessary that it has high correlation, because if it's got strong co-integration, that's more important, and we'll talk about that in a future video. However, we do like to see 40, 50, 60, 70%. We think that's a positive for pair selection. Then we like to see a compound annual growth rate that's high and lower than the max drawdown, or at least equal to, so 1-to-1 reward risk. And then we want to see net profit at least 80% of gross profit, so that you're not giving away too much in commissions. And we want to see an average net profit of trade. This is on 10,000 a leg. We want to see at least 300. So a lot of these, we could filter these out and just say custom, average net profit greater than or equal to 300. And it will take out the ones we don't want. Now, the backtest is finished. We're left with 4 pairs. And we can look at each of their equity curves here. This is over the 3-year period, each of the trades, 1 trade, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a 6th trade in there somewhere. And it's showing you the result. There were 100% winning trades, average net profit a trade of over $1,000. It's co-integrated, and the correlation is nice and high at about 65%. Here you see the price ratio over those 3 years, and the blue line is the moving average of the price ratio using a 100-day look back. And so we see lots of nice zero crossing over the moving average on a regular basis, and that's what we like to see in a pair. We also like to see a stable moving average as opposed to a trending one. And this one, although it waves around a bit, is pretty stable. And that's allowed it to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least really good trades here. And again, those are the results of those. This is an excellent pair. We would, although the max drawdown is a bit high, but you can see most of that happened in that big market crash back in March 2020. Probably could have lived with that. So we would just say save pair, and it's KTBRL. And that's it. We've found ourselves a good pair to trade. What I would like to highlight while we're here is, because you only know the tickers, KTBRL, you can just use your fundamental snapshot, grab the snapshot, and this is going to tell you everything you need to know, really, to do a forensic on the fundamental correlation of these pairs. Now, so what you see is it's pulled up all of these items for each of the 2 tickers, and now it's 100% done. You've got a description, Contour Brands versus Ralph Lauren Corporation. They're both U.S. clothing manufacturers. You can decide whether those businesses look very similar. Then you've got all of their financial results: price, beta, market cap, enterprise value, valuation ratios, dividend yields, earnings dates, next dividend date, and ZAC rank. All of these things are very, very useful for deciding whether or not you want to trade the pair. Okay, so that's how we do it.